Yeah, philosopher A.D. Jones. A. Well, it's almost the end of a new year. Yes, I said the end of a new year. Because at one point, this year was new. At one point, we anticipated this year to be the best year of our life. Remember last New Year's Eve? Well, let me ask you something. Did it actually turn out to be the best year of your life? Or did it wind up like all the rest? After about 4 or 5 days of not going to the gym, 4 or 5 days of not sticking to your diet, of 4 or 5 days of not arguing with the people at work to say you wasn't you say you weren't going to argue with them, but you argued with them every day at work. So, how did your year turn out? Exactly. Kind of the same as the last one. With the exception of a bunch of dark night of the soul experiences of you losing shit. Keep it 100. This year you lost a lot. You lost money. You lost jewelry. You lost friends. You lost family. You lost clothes. You lost cars. You lost houses. You even lost some of the old you, which means you lost a piece of your mind. But guess what? It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the process. At some point, you have to shed to gain. What? Yeah. Every day you shed skin. You wash it away in the tub or the shower and you see it go down the drain. But what happens? You grow new. For what? To get washed down the drain. That's life. The possessions that you have, they come and they go. Think about it. When you was younger, you wanted a pair of new shoes. I could remember back in the day when Reeboks, yes, I said Reeboks, first came out. I remember the price was between $64 and $84, depending on what shoe store you went to. And back then, $84 was like $200. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I had those Chinese Bruce Lee shoes. The reason why I call them Chinese shoes, we used to watch karate movies back in the day every Saturday. After all the cartoons went off on Saturday, about 12 o'clock, we would turn to channel 64. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you're either seeing Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. I can't remember some of the other ones, but the Five Fingers of Death, the Drunken Monkey. I used to like the dudes with the long beards and the long not eyelashes, but eyebrows. Their eyebrows would be long like mustaches. They had the snow white hair, and they was able to float. Like you would try to sweep kick them with your leg, and they'd just float with their legs crossed, with their eyes closed. So, for me, Saturdays was a great day. It was a great day. But anyway, the shoes they wore was those karate shoes. The black ones with the rubber on the sole, like the tannish color. I don't even know the color. But the insides had Burberry checkers in them or some stuff. Plaid, whatever. But I had a pair of those. They was brand new. And I was cool with wearing the Chinese shoes, but I wanted some Reeboks. I wanted some new shoes. All the kids was getting new shoes. So what I did was I start wearing down the hole in the toe, like right up by your toe. I start scraping it on the ground. till a hole got in it. And my plan was working perfectly. Went in the house. My grandma said to my mom, I sat right next to him with my feet toe hanging out. She said, look at his shoe. That boy needs some new shoes. And my mom was like, I just bought them shoes. She was like, nah, he needs some new shoes. So we went to the shoe store and she kept trying to get me these, other shoes. So I cried and cried. I want the Reeboks. I want the Reeboks. I cried for an hour straight. No lie, an hour straight. In the store, she tried to leave the store. I cried some more. Cried. People gonna talk about me. I got a hole in my shoe. I was faking the whole time. I ain't gonna cap. What wound up happening, I actually learned something that day, and I never did it again. I felt bad because all my brothers and sisters was with me at the time. And my mom, I ain't gonna tell her business, but she had limited income. And that buying them Reeboks was a big chunk. It was taken away from the household. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think about that at the time, but I watched it. And she broke down and she finally bought me the shoes. And I saw how much it hurt her to spend the money. But I got what I wanted. But the lesson that I learned was, I was young, elementary school, and I was like, you know what? My mama really need this money. And she needed to take care of all of us, not just me. So I'm gonna never ask my mama to buy me nothing else again. Whatever she could do is what she could do. I know she's doing her best. And check this out, y'all. The brand new Reeboks that I had, worn to school, walking around with them, they felt like I was walking on air. Reebok back then had the most comfortablest, I said it, the most comfortablest sole inside ever. Felt like you was walking on clouds. I wore those shoes for 1 week. Then I went fishing in them and muddied them all up. Walked in the house, they was full of mud. My mama was like, oh my God. So for me, I learned that early, that you could set your heart on something. I mean, you could really, really, really want it and manifest it. And by any means necessary, get it. And when you do get it, you stop appreciating it. And you just treat it like a piece of crap. So for me, the lesson that I learned was 3 things. Not to put another person in a position and pressure them to do something for me for my gain. That's number 1, because that's manipulation. There's no good karma in that. And it makes the other person feel bad, and you bring in negative vibrations to their life. That's number 1. That's not the goal. The goal is to bring positivity and lasting memories. Number 2, when I do receive what I manifest, whether it's through sure will, hard work, or just flat out nonstop begging or pushing or knocking, knock till the door is open, seeking you shall find. That's scripture. When I finally get it, appreciate the value. And when I can't use it anymore, I would rather give it to somebody else to utilize versus just treating it like crap, throwing it away. And lastly, to understand my actions and the outcome before I even start the beginning journey to receive what I want conceived in my life. Till next time, Philosopher A.D. Jones, the God Creator.